But let me tell you the transition to make all that happen. I went on a 36-hour fast. And I'm back with another one. It's been a minute since I've been up here. Been working on myself, doing what I do. I've been working on this new journey, right? So, I don't eat meat no more. I ain't eating chicken no more. You know, I love me some fried chicken with a little bit of that coleslaw juice and a biscuit with a little bit of honey on top of it. The people, okay, but I ain't had none though. I let it all go. Come working on this journey. Like, I have been on more focused on like a plant-based lifestyle. I don't really like that term diet. I'm gonna say lifestyle. So, and I've also been kind of trying to work on my mouth, trying not to curse as much. Been cussing for a long time. And I feel like I'm BSing you. I'm really working on it. I'm really working on it. So let me give y'all like kind of like the rundown. So boom, I haven't been doing meat, right? Then I stopped smoking. I'm not vaping anymore. But let me tell you the transition to make all that happen. I went on a 36-hour fast. I just started eating. I mean, I could afford, not to eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm a thick woman. But I stopped because I said, I want something different. And let's try something different. So initially, it was supposed to start to be in 16 hours. But then it ended up going to 24 hours. Then it ended up going to 36 hours. By that 36 hours, I was like, all right, you got to put something in here. And right after that, no more smoking. I haven't had the desire to smoke. And I got my vape pen still. And I was look at it and be like, the amount of money I used to spend on this. Come on now. Hella. Oh. I used to spend a lot of money on that, right? Just throwing my money away, right? Like I got a lot to throw. So, boom, I'm not doing that anymore. Then I said, out of nowhere, I was like, y'all don't want to eat meat anymore. So I started eating meat. So I'm on a plant-based, and I love it. I'm mostly focused on consuming my fruits and my veggies. Haven't really been doing a whole lot of whole grains, but my fruits and my veggies, I have been consuming that the most. And I feel really good. I feel really good. And out of nowhere, I just started. This all just happened. It wasn't planned. It just happened, and I just go and I go with the journey. That's why I say I trust the process. I trust the journey. The journey don't have A, B, C, D. You feel me? Like, and it doesn't have a when it's going to happen. Like, you may hear the term soon, in a little while, but it doesn't have a definite time. There's no such thing as a definite time. In the 7th year, who to say is really the 7th year? It really could be the 14th year, but it's just in the 7th time. You feel what I'm saying? So, the journey is very unpredictable. And to a certain degree, I don't like it because I want to feel like I'm in control. I want to be in control. I want to know what's going on. I'm Joe. You know what I'm saying? I want to know. But I do understand that I can't always know. I just got to just kind of trust. So, all my kids in school. My son went to school. My son's in school. He's the youngest to go. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Now, don't get me wrong. I kind of figured that he was going to be slightly different when he was in my womb, because in the womb, that is when I started to. I could not eat certain stuff. Fruits and veggies was like the only thing I really can eat, and the only thing I was able to eat without feeling horrible was chicken. Chicken, baby. So, but other than that, I had to cut out a lot of stuff, and ironically, every prenatal appointment, I would lose weight. So I said, okay, so he the one. He the different one. So the 3rd day that he was on this earth, he was holding his neck up by himself, and he was looking completely in the camera, making eye contact in the camera. And that's when I knew. I said, okay, this young fella not gonna be with me long. I truly, thoroughly believe with all my heart that I'm just a vessel. I'm just here for a human experience, but my children are not my children. Of course, DNA, physical attributes, they're mine. But the truth of the matter is they're really not my children. So I do the best I can with my kids. You know what I mean? Like I do I do I do seek material things to provide, but mostly I want to impart wisdom that I did not have. I want to impart encouragement. I want to impart knowledge. You know what I mean? So I definitely seek a higher power to give me that so I can put into them. And I always protection. Like, always protection. Because, like I said, we don't really wrestle with flesh and bone. You know what I'm saying? We wrestle with the spiritual principalities. You know, your man Paul said that. You know what I'm saying? Out of everybody, he's one of my favorite. And I'm going to tell you one of the favorite lines. He said, when in Rome, you do as the Romans do. When in Rome, you do as the Romans do. So I like that because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be jumping into a scene thinking it's your scene. you're gonna get messed up. But yeah, this kind of what I've been kind of working on, guys. Just kind of working on myself, working on forgiving myself more than anything. You know what I'm saying? I want to operate out of love, so I really been working on operating out of love. Just operate out of love. Like, when you have love, you have patience. When you have patience, you get less wrinkles. So I'm really trying to operate out of love. I'm really working on it. It has not been easy. God, no, it has not been easy. It's easier to curse somebody than it is to love them. It's easier to curse someone than it is to love them. So I try to operate out of love. I try to understand why this is happening, why this person operate out of this. This person's obviously operating out of pain, out of anger, out of hurt, out of anguish, X, Y, and Z. So, like I said, I've been really working on myself. I've really been working on myself. And I'm happy. But like I said, it's just not easy. It's nothing about it easy. Like, this is very. I want to call it unethical. I ain't gonna lie. Like, this is by far one of the most difficult things I have ever done in my life, and that is just taking time to work on myself because I have always distracted myself with something. I have always distracted myself with something. It was always something. It was either smoking. It was either been on the phone. It was either social media. I ain't even been on social media like that. Like, normally I'm up here scrolling. I haven't been up there about a month. I post, but I'm not up here looking. You know what I'm saying? So I really just been working on myself. And it's hard because I have to really deal with myself. I have to deal with aspects of myself that I didn't really know really existed. So it's kind of like, ew. Ew. Then I have parts of myself that's like, wow, I had no idea I possessed that type of quality. So, you know, it's kind of like bittersweet. But, you know, like I said, this is by far been one of the most difficult things I have ever done in my entire life. Parenting is difficult, but dealing with myself is much more difficult because I have things that should have been nipped a decade ago, and I never nipped it. It's like I just kept adding on to it. I kept adding. So I have to go through and all of it. And this stuff that's going all the way back to when I was 5 years old. You understand what I'm saying? You feel me? So I've really been kind of going through, guys. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I have to deal with myself. And dealing with myself is the most difficult part of this journey. To really just truly just dealing with myself. Like I said, I've always had something to distract me. I haven't had any distractions. And the moment I feel like I want to pick something up, I feel so heavily convicted because I feel like I'm running away from an assignment that was given to me, and that's just to work on myself. So This has been very difficult. This is very difficult for me. Very difficult for me. Abi. But, you know, like I always say, you have to really just trust that process. That process is very, you know, I don't want to call it unethical, but it's something about it. But like I said, it's so much I have to tell you guys. But I ain't gonna tell you right now. I got, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you everything right now. But I got a lot to tell you. It's a lot to tell you. It's a whole lot of shit. It's a whole lot of stuff I gotta tell you. But I'm at peace. I'm at peace. And I can dig it. You feel me? So, if you gotta deal with yourself in life, man, I understand, yo. Like, it's definitely not easy. It's not I mean, it is so ugly. Because it's easier for me to be like, oh, you X, Y, and Z. But to say, I'm X, Y, and Z, oh, that my ego is like, oh, no. But it's a fact. I mean, it's the reality, right?
Give you everything. Come and take your can't keep going back to what I used to know. But please hold my hand as I go down this road.
Alright, so I got a lot of errands to run and do today. I really hate doing errands. And I just hate having stuff to do. I want to do, I don't know. It's not that I hate it. It's just, I have this book that I went and got. And that's pretty. And I just want to just kind of just bury myself in my book. So, and I kind of feel like I'm not being able to just read my book like I really want to. I got this book, and this is basically like really understanding the experience of a Negro in North Carolina. And it's funny, like when I be reading about these different counties and stuff, and I'm like, that's like an hour for me. That's an hour and 30 for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, this is very interesting. And like I said, you learn so much through the books. Which, like I said, I ain't gonna get too deep into it, you know what I mean? I'm not a scholar or anything like that. I'm just sharing my experience, but I feel like the older I get, the more I really just appreciate the things that I should have appreciated. Like when I was a kid and going to the library and stuff, like I mean, a part of me wish I could just go back. I wish I could just go back and just really enjoy going to school for free. I just wish I could go back and enjoy having an abundance of library books. I can go and get however many books I want and just read those books. I didn't have to worry about bills. I was worried about what people felt or thought about me. And I don't even see half of the people now. I don't even know if they still on this earth. But at that moment in my life, I gave it more power than what was necessary. So I probably wish I could just kind of just go back and just do things completely different. But in a sense, I can do things differently by helping the next child so they don't have that exact same experience as I have. Because like I said, a lot of things that I felt was important, truly not important. You know, I had seen this girl, I had went on this, had this meeting with this lady, and she had brought up someone. We were talking about school and stuff like that, and she had asked, did I know somebody? And then initially, like when she said the person's name, I said, it sounds familiar. But the name kept lingering. It just kept lingering. Then finally, it dawned on me. I said, oh, I know exactly who that person is. I whooped that person's ass back in 7th grade. Working on my mouth. It's a journey. It's a journey. Yeah. But can you imagine, in 7th grade, I allowed this person Now, mind you, the situation that occurred, to this day, I can't give you a reason why it happened. All I know is this person came up to me. We was in gym. Came up to me and had a finger in my face. And I can't tell you, oh, that dog's so cute. And I cannot tell you what this person was saying to me. I don't know. To this day, all I know is that I pushed this person. This person stepped back up like they was gonna jump. So I went ahead and swung. And bam, just that fast, 3-day suspension on my record. 15 years later, more than 15 years later, this person's name is brought up in this meeting, and I tell this person, it sounds familiar. Now you let me know if it was really important or not. That's why I be telling my children or any other younger person that's willing to listen to me, yo, think, is it really important? Do you really think this is going to matter 15 or 20 years down the line? Do it really matter? Do you think it's going to be that important? I tell my daughter that all the time. I tell my children that all the time. It's not important. It's really not important. Because, I mean, I went as far as knocking this girl head completely off her shoulder. And then 15, 20 years later, hear her name sound familiar. Haven't even seen the girl. I forgot the girl was even alive. You know what I'm saying? I forgot all about her. But just that fast, I got suspended for 3 days. The principal threatened to send me to an alternative school. And then 20 years later, sounds familiar. Oh my gosh. That's why I say, like I said, I'm very grateful that I went ahead and experienced a lot of things that I experienced in my younger days. So now that I'm older now, I can just really I'm more mindful of, you know, I think a lot more. Back then I was a hothead. I was quick. If somebody said boo, I was ready. And like I said, I can't even tell you what the girl said. I don't even know what the girl said. I can't even tell you what she was saying to me. And just that fast, I flew it like flame. No self-control. All over the place. You understand me? I was all over the place. No sense of direction. Hot head. Just ready for what? What was I ready for? You know, so like I said, that's why I say in my journey, I really work on just kind of just forgiving myself for a lot of things. I have to forgive myself to be able to even deal with myself, to even look at myself. Because there's a lot of things I did to myself that didn't have to happen. But, you know, welcome to my world. Welcome to Sherman A. world. And, you know, I try to be as transparent as possible. You know, I try to be as transparent as possible. Because I'm not a person that, I don't really like to do a lot of talking. You know, I've never really been the type to do a lot of talking. I don't like to hear a lot of talking. Not my thing. So, you know, I always try to, when I do speak, I try to make sure there's some validity to what's coming out of my mouth. There's a purpose. So, yeah, I try to be as transparent as possible. As much as I humanely can be. You know, I still have an ego. So, you know, I'm working on eliminating this ego. This ego, like I said, she here. She's still here. But she not as strong as she used to be. I remember back in the day when somebody would say something, they'd be like, ooh. Just because that person said, ooh, I had to jump up. Like, oh, no, because they said, ooh. I don't get, now, man, I could care less. I can care less, and a part of me, I had to forgive myself because a part of me wish I had that when I was younger. Because like I said, everything that but you know, I am learning to accept that my journey isn't strictly for me. It's not, you know what I'm saying? I'm here experiencing this, but it's really for the next person that's looking on. So if I can be a help to someone, I'm cool with that. If you ain't got to do it, if I did it for you, cool. If I did it for you, cool. If I walk the path so you don't have to walk it, cool. Cool with it. Cool with it. Because before me, I had those that walked before me and they walked the path that I didn't have to see. You know what I mean? So I'm cool with it.